It was a crisp Monday morning when the soft-spoken girl named Lily Carter walked through the school gates of Brookside High. Her books were pressed tightly to her chest, her steps quiet and her eyes downcast, as if she was trying to shrink into invisibility. She wasn't unpopular because she was weird. She was unpopular because she was different. She didn't chase attention, didn't gossip, didn't wear flashy clothes, and didn't speak unless spoken to. To her classmates, that made her an easy target. To them, silence was weakness. But what they didn't know was that silence sometimes hides storms. As Lily took her seat near the window, a small group of students entered the classroom, loud, arrogant, and full of fake confidence. The ringleader, Chloe, with her perfectly styled blonde hair and mean smile, leaned over Lily's desk and whispered, "Still pretending you're too good for everyone, huh?" Her friends Mia and Tara giggled cruelly. Lily stayed quiet, her fingers tightening around her pencil, her heart pounding. She wanted to scream. She wanted to tell them to stop. But years of bullying had taught her one thing: silence avoids attention. The teacher walked in, and the bullies turned into angels. The class went on. But when the bell rang for lunch, Lily's peace shattered again. She went to the cafeteria, sat alone in her usual corner, and opened her lunchbox. A simple sandwich her dad made early that morning before heading to work. Her father, Mr. Carter, was a kind man, loved by everyone who knew him. He had always told her, "Be kind, even when others aren't. People show their hearts through how they treat those who can't fight back." But today, those words felt heavy. Across the room, Chloe smirked. "Watch this," she whispered to her friends. They strutted toward Lily's table like predators circling prey. "Hey, quiet girl," Chloe mocked. "Mind if we sit here?" She didn't wait for an answer. She just dropped her tray right onto Lily's lunch, smashing the sandwich into a soggy mess. The girls laughed, phones out, recording every second. Lily froze. Her face turned pale, her eyes glistened, and her lips trembled. "Why don't you ever talk?" Tara sneered. "Chet got your tongue." When Lily didn't respond, Chloe grabbed Lily's face, and in one shocking moment, kneed her straight in the face. The cafeteria gasped. A few students stood horrified. Some even recorded it, while others looked away in silence, afraid to intervene. Blood trickled from Lily's nose, and her hands shook as she touched her face. For a moment, everything was silent, until Lily slowly stood up. Her eyes had changed. The quiet girl was gone. Without saying a word, she picked up her bag and walked out. Everyone assumed she was going to the nurse. No one knew where she actually went. That afternoon, when the principal's office door opened, a tall man in a black suit walked in. His calm but powerful presence demanded respect. It was Mr. Carter, Lily's father. He wasn't just any parent. He was the superintendent of the entire school district, the man who oversaw every principal, every teacher, and every policy. He had built the district's reputation with compassion and discipline. But when he saw his daughter's bruised face, something inside him snapped quietly. He didn't shout. He didn't threaten. He just said in a cold, even tone, "Get me the security footage." The principal, nervous and sweating, tried to speak. "Sir, I didn't know it was your daughter. I had no idea." "Exactly," Mr. Carter interrupted. "You had no idea because you never cared enough to protect any student." He reviewed the footage, the slap, the laughter, the knee, the blood, and the dozens of kids who stood and did nothing. He watched it all, in silence. Then he looked at the principal and said one thing: every single person involved, students, teachers who turned away, and staff who ignored the complaints, will face consequences. Today. Meanwhile, the bullies bragged on social media, laughing about what they did. Chloe's post read, "Gus silence doesn't stop pain, fanloser girl." Within hours, that post became the reason everything came crashing down. By evening, the entire school knew who Lily's father was. Parents were called in for an emergency meeting. Chloe and her friends were suspended indefinitely, pending investigation for assault. The cafeteria staff who ignored the chaos were placed on leave. Even the principal was under review. But the story didn't end there. The next morning, when Lily returned to school, everyone stared, not with mockery but fear. She walked in with quiet confidence, her bandaged nose and determined eyes saying more than words ever could. Chloe wasn't there. Neither were her friends. Whispers spread like wildfire. "Did you hear? Her dad runs the entire district. She could shut down the school if she wanted." "Man, we messed up." But Lily didn't want revenge. She wanted something more powerful, respect. In class, the teacher hesitantly greeted her, and the same students who once ignored her now offered help, smiles, apologies. But Lily wasn't looking for their pity. She simply said, "I don't need people to like me. I just need people to understand that being quiet isn't weakness." Her voice was calm, yet it struck every ear like thunder. That day, she ate her lunch in peace, the entire cafeteria watching silent. Later that evening, she sat beside her father at home, the soft glow of the sunset falling across their living room. "Dad," she said softly, "you didn't have to do all that for me." He smiled faintly. "Lily, I didn't do it because you're my daughter. I did it because every student deserves to feel safe." Lily looked down at her hands. "It's strange," she whispered. "How everyone suddenly treats me differently because of your position." Mr. Carter nodded. "People respect power before they understand kindness. But one day, they'll see. True strength isn't loud. It's silent, steady, and unbreakable." The next morning, a message appeared on the school board's website. It was a new initiative called the Carter Code, a district-wide anti-bullying program that enforced zero tolerance for abuse and mandatory empathy sessions for every student. And at the center of the program was Lily's name, not as a victim, but as a voice of change. She didn't want fame, but her story began to spread online. Parents, students, and teachers shared it across social media. The quiet girl who changed her school. And as her video gained attention, comments poured in, messages of love, support, and reflection. People began to understand that bullying doesn't end with punishment. It ends with awareness, accountability, and courage. That evening, Lily smiled for the first time in weeks. She uploaded a short clip to her channel, her soft voice steady as she said, "Being quiet doesn't mean being weak. Sometimes, silence is just strength waiting for the right moment to speak." Don't let anyone make you feel small for being different. And if you believe every student deserves kindness, hit that subscribe button. Let's make this world a little more human. The screen faded to black, but her words echoed long after.